Imagine, if you will, a world where not even your secrets are safe from your own toaster. Sounds like a bad science fiction movie, right? Well, thanks to the General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, it's less sci-fi and more reality. Minus the sentient toaster, of course. In this guide, we're going to dive into the thrilling world of GDPR, but hold on to your seat. It's not your average dry regulatory rundown. Think of it as a mix between a stand-up comedy routine and a covert spy operation, where the mission is to protect data and the jokes are free-flowing. Let's face it, GDPR can be as daunting as a dentist appointment, but it's crucial for protecting our personal information from ending up on some sketchy, dark web marketplace. So, buckle up, grab your favorite snack, and prepare for a roller coaster ride through the realms of data privacy, where laughter is the best compliance tool. What is GDPR? The General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR as it's affectionately known, isn't just a bunch of boring rules. It's like the superhero of data protection laws, swooping in to save us from nefarious data misuses. In simpler terms, it's the reason you get those "do you accept cookies" messages every 2 clicks. Why does GDPR exist? To stop businesses from playing fast and loose with your personal details. Before GDPR, it was like the Wild West with your data. But now there's a new sheriff in town. Globally, GDPR has made waves by showing that protecting personal data isn't just polite, it's paramount. Other regions are now jumping on the bandwagon, which might just make GDPR the Beyoncé of privacy laws. Welcome to the party. In the left corner, we have the data controllers, the big bosses who decide why and how your data is used. Think of them as the directors of a movie. They can't make a blockbuster without a star, which in this case is your data. On the right, we have the data processors. These are the folks who do the data dirty work according to the controller's plans. If this were a kitchen, the controllers would be the head chefs, and the processors would be handling the chopping and cooking. Together, these roles form the dream team of data protection, making sure your personal information doesn't end up on a t-shirt sold in a shady online store. Personal data is like the celebrity of the data world, highly sought after and always in the spotlight. This includes anything from your name and email to more sensitive stuff like your bank details. So why is everyone after your data? Because in the information age, knowledge is not just power, it's profit. GDPR steps in as the bodyguard, ensuring that your data doesn't end up in the wrong hands, like those of a creepy stalker. By protecting this star, GDPR keeps the paparazzi, aka shady companies, at bay, ensuring your secrets stay safe. Consent, not just a formality. When it comes to GDPR, consent isn't just ticking a box. It's like agreeing to dance. You want to know who's asking, what dance you're doing, and if you can leave whenever you want. No ghosting allowed. Consent under GDPR means clear, informed, and voluntary agreement. It's the difference between being surprised with a birthday party you actually want and one where you're allergic to everything. Some bad consent examples: by breathing, you agree to our terms. Good consent is more like, hey, do you want to share your data? Here's what we'll use it for. And here's how you can say, nope. The right to be forgotten. Ever wished you could erase that embarrassing photo from your high school prom from the internet? Well, the right to be forgotten under GDPR is kind of like that. But for your personal data, this right allows you to ask companies to delete your information when it's no longer needed, or if you withdraw consent. It's crucial in our digital age, where our past can linger online like a bad tattoo. Imagine being able to clean your digital slate as easily as you delete your browser history. GDPR makes that possible, keeping your digital reputation as spotless as your grandmother's dining room table. Data breaches, not as cool as they sound. A data breach might sound like something out of a heist movie, but it's less about dramatic music and more about frantic IT teams. A breach occurs when personal data is exposed, stolen, or otherwise compromised. Real-life examples? Think about the time a big company accidentally shared emails with the wrong crowd. Not exactly the party you want your email attending. The GDPR treats data breaches like spills at a nuclear plant. Contain, assess, and inform. And while there's nothing funny about a breach, the frenzied paper shredding that follows in some offices might as well be a sitcom. Impact assessments. Like a checkup for your data, imagine you could take your data to the doctor for a checkup. That's what an impact assessment is under GDPR. It's a way to ensure that your data practices don't just look good on paper, but actually do good in practice. Why are they crucial? Because prevention is better than a cure. These assessments help companies catch potential privacy issues before they become privacy disasters. Think of it as taking your car in for a service to avoid it breaking down in the middle of nowhere. Except the car is your data, and the middle of nowhere is a headline news scandal. Transferring data, more complex than your Amazon order. Transferring personal data under GDPR is like trying to clear customs at the airport. There are rules, regulations, and often a lot of waiting. The goal is to make sure that when data crosses borders, it's as secure as it was at home. Ever tried sending a package and ended up filling out forms that needed their own manual? That's a bit what data transferring feels like, only with more at stake than your aunt's birthday gift. This part of GDPR ensures that your data doesn't end up in a country where it might be treated like a cheap souvenir rather than the valuable commodity it is. GDPR fines. Scarier than your mother-in-law. Let's talk fines. No, not the kind for overdue library books, but the ones that can cost companies millions. GDPR doesn't play around. It can demand up to 4% of annual global turnover, or $20 million, whichever is greater for violations. Yes, that's a lot of zeros. Real cases, big names have been hit with hefty fines for playing it loose with data. It's like getting a speeding ticket, but the cop is a data protection authority with the authority to make your wallet weep. But hey, look on the bright side. At least GDPR fines make getting a parking ticket seem like finding loose change under your sofa cushions. Complying with GDPR doesn't have to be a chore. Think of it as assembling a superhero toolkit, each tool designed to protect data like it's a precious gem, which it is. Tools include encryption, anonymization, and regular audits, akin to having locks, secret identities, and your very own superhero watchdog. Implementing these can be as satisfying as organizing a messy drawer, everything in its right place and nothing to hide. And while setting up might seem daunting, remember, it's less about fearing fines and more about fostering trust. Plus, who doesn't love a good data cleanup day? Training for GDPR shouldn't be as dull as watching paint dry. It's crucial to spice up the learning process. Think GDPR-themed trivia nights or spot the data breach workshops. Why? Because well-informed employees are your first line of defense against data mishaps. Engaging training ensures that they not only know the rules, but also care enough to follow them. And remember, a team that laughs together stays sharp together. So keep the GDPR sessions light, fun, and full of memorable, cringe-worthy examples. Privacy by design isn't just a fancy phrase. It's about building your systems with privacy as the cornerstone, not an afterthought. Think of it as constructing a data fortress, where every brick and bolt is designed to protect user information. This approach means considering privacy at every stage of development, from initial design to final rollout. It's like planning a surprise party that's actually a surprise because everyone respected the privacy rules. Embedding privacy into your operations can be as creatively satisfying as solving a Rubik's Cube. Complex, but oh so rewarding when everything clicks. Managing data across borders under GDPR can be like directing traffic at a busy intersection. It's about precision, timing, and not causing an international incident. This can get especially tricky with different countries having different rules. It's like trying to play a board game where everyone's reading from a different set of rules. However, with the right strategies like binding corporate rules or using standard contractual clauses, you can manage these transfers smoothly. Think of it as diplomacy, but with data. And remember, a little humor can go a long way in keeping everyone on the same page. As we look into the crystal ball, the future of GDPR looks both challenging and promising. Expect more countries to adopt similar regulations, turning what was once a European trendsetter into a global standard. We might also see GDPR evolve to keep up with new technologies like AI and blockchain, ensuring that our data protection laws stay as cutting edge as the technology they regulate. Ending on a hopeful note, think of GDPR as a growing child. It might go through some awkward phases, but it's ultimately shaping up to be something we can all be proud of. After all, in the world of data, a little regulation can lead to a lot of respect. And there you have it, your not so boring, laugh-packed guide to mastering GDPR. Remember, staying compliant isn't just about avoiding fines. It's about respecting privacy and valuing trust. And who says you can't have a few laughs along the way? Stay secure, stay compliant, and most importantly, stay laughing.